listen, it's been a couple of days now, and I think I've collected pretty much all of my thoughts in regards to the Not Cry special program that we had, the 6.0 extravaganza. And I've seen a lot of people on the internet with so many different opinions and thoughts that I thought, why not give y'all my overall experience? Because a lot of people that watch my live stream reaction really just hammered home a couple of points. And I kind of want to just clear some space here, right? And let's talk about the important stuff. So the special program started off with what is quite possibly the best trailer we have ever had for Genshin Impact. I'm not gonna cap, dude. It is incredible. I'm so excited for the story of Not Cry. And let me just set the record straight here, bro. A lot of people seem to think that I am like getting ready to drop Genshin for some weird ass reason, because I don't like a couple of things about the game. Y'all couldn't be further from the fucking truth. It is kind of insane to me that that's even a thought that goes on in people's minds just because I don't like one character and because I think they missed the mark on a lot of the quality of life that was implemented. But we're gonna get onto that in a bit. The trailer looks incredible. The characters look phenomenal. Flynn's looks incredibly interesting. I think I'm probably going to end up pulling for Flynn's, to be honest. I don't know about Lama, but quite possibly I need to check out her kit in way more detail when she actually drops and see exactly what she feels like in different teams. Now let's get on to the other character. I know. I gave credit where credit was due in the live stream, just as a heads up. I don't hate this character like a lot of people think I do, and I'm not disgusted by the character. I just don't really vibe with the immature child characters. Klee's hilarious because she's basically this terrorist, right? But let's keep it a buck. The memes in the community go on and on and on. She's fish blasting, she's blowing up mountains, blowing up holes in the ground. She's hilarious. And listen, it's not even just because she's a child character. I just generally go for more mature-looking characters, especially like the masculine dudes or the super elegant female characters. Like, I just like that kind of thing. And here's the big kicker, right? In 5 years, we have never had a Hydro Claymore, and I expected something entirely different than what we got for our first ever Hydro Claymore. And a lot of people seem to be very annoyed by the fact that I was disappointed that Ino was our first Hydro Claymore, and that's fine. You can be annoyed by that, but it's not going to change the fact that I'm just disappointed, bro. Some people are like, oh, so you expect the company to just cater to what you want? No, but I'm still allowed to be disappointed. That's entirely fine. I am slightly disappointed, but she's a cool character, bro. Her backstory seems really cool. She's a genius inventor, mechanic. It's awesome. She's a great character. Just not for me. I'm not pulling. She's free anyway, so it is what it is. Now, real quick, you don't want to miss this. Huge thank you to Kaiju number 8 the game for sponsoring today's video. Kaiju number 8 the game looks absolutely incredible. It's developed and operated by Akatsuki Games. Based on the global hit anime, Kaiju number 8 the game brings you into the heart of the action, where you get to witness epic battles between the Japan Anti-Kaiju Defense Force and cataclysmic kaiju, all rendered in breathtaking graphics. This game has an intuitive turn-based combat system packed with strategic depth. You get to relive the anime's gripping story, discover exclusive original narratives, and delve into the untold stories of all of your favorite characters. For me, I just want to see the epic kaijus in battle. Kaiju number 10 looks absolutely insane here, so I'm super excited to dive into the story. And make sure you download the game today to claim the limited launch celebration rewards. Get the link down in the pinned comment and description below and try it out for yourself. The one thing about Ino that really does kind of grind my gears a little bit, and I think a lot of people will understand this when I say it, she's the only Not Cry character so far that has been teased that has a vision and not a moon wheel that we know of, right? Which typically when we get a free 4-star character at the beginning of a nation, we get those characters so that we can use the new gimmick. Let's just put it that way, right? Let's just think back here. For Sumeru, we got Kole because Dendro was just announced, and to trigger all of the Dendro reactions, you need, lo and behold, Dendro. So we got Kole. For Fontaine, we got Lynette because Numa and Usia became a thing, right? And the Traveler could activate it as well, and then Lynette also had that in her kit. For Natlan, we got Kachina because one of the bosses required the Geo character to be able to climb up it and use the Night Soul stuff to be able to trigger boss mechanics and certain things in the overworld and stuff. So we got to use the gimmick. So far as we're aware, and what I'm taking from it is Ino has a vision, so we're not going to be able to use the lunar versions of reactions with Ino. So it kind of just feels like a miss on that part for me personally in terms of the free 4-star character that we're getting. Y'all can let me know what you think in the comments about that, because I'm very interested. A lot of people didn't seem to realize that during the live stream, to be honest, and before the live stream. So let me know what you think about that, genuinely. And we got a lot of really cool stuff in this live stream, dude. Some people thought I was hating for no reason on everything. Brother, a lot of the stuff was absolutely incredible. The UGC stuff might be some of the coolest stuff in Genshin Impact that we have gotten or will be getting ever. I'm so excited for that. I cannot wait to see what y'all and other people create for the UGC. I think it is going to be game-changing. And I honestly, I've said this before, I think I'll end up playing the UGC more than original Genshin Impact. Dead ass. I think I'll play Genshin for the story, and then when the story's done and I've done my daily stuff, UGC all the way, bro. I'm so excited to be able to test out what other people create. You have no idea. And then there was so much stuff in this live stream. I'm going to have to try remember everything, but everything that they said about the way that they're going to be doing the story with, like, merging the story quest with the Archon quests or the Welkin Moon quest, I think will be a good thing overall. We'll have to see how it plays out, but I have nothing bad to say about that. Let's get on to some of the stuff where I am happy that it is a thing, but listen. I've said this time and time again. Hoyoverse do add good quality of life. However, what typically happens with Genshin Impact is they will add quality of life, but there's always a catch, or they miss the mark for some reason, right? Like, they know what we've wanted for the longest time, but they just, it's like a rage bait, weirdly, right? Like, artifact loadouts people have wanted for the longest goddamn time, and what do? They add loadouts without the ability to select specific artifacts and save them, so you can just switch to them, so it's not really a loadout, right? What they did with the recent removing day restrictions off of farming materials for leveling up characters is a prime example of what I think missing the mark looks like for Genshin Impact. I'm going to keep this entirely real with you all, dude. I think the fact that they put out a survey asking if people liked the day restrictions or wanted them removing, right? I think y'all can tell probably the overwhelming majority of people just want these day restrictions gone so they can farm whenever they want, just like in pretty much every other Hoyoverse game at this point and every other gacha game, right? It's a 2019, 2020 thing. It should have been removed a long time ago. But what did we get this update? We got where the day restriction is removed for the first week of a banner. I think that's a good thing. But I think it misses the mark. I think just remove it completely. And I think they know that's what players want. I don't know why they don't want to just make that change and that commitment to make players happy. I really don't. I don't. Because what if people are busy for the first week? What if they're on vacation or something? What if they, got a full-time job and they can't necessarily log in every day, but for the last week of the patch, they've got all the time in the world, It's just one of those things, or maybe they play on a weekend and then they can only farm it for one weekend. It's a weird thing to me. It really is. I don't really understand that. And then I want to briefly talk about what I would do differently with the Masterless Stellar Fortuna, because I think this is a really important thing. So in the live stream, if you don't remember, what happens is when you get a C7 plus of a character, you not only get 5 pulls back, you also get a Masterless Stellar Fortuna, which lets you level up a character to level 95. You need 1 of them to level up a character to 95. You need 2 more to level up a character to 100, which gives elemental reaction-based characters quite a big buff, and then other characters a minor buff, but it's still a buff nonetheless, right? It's leveling up characters. My thing about this is I don't think leveling up your character using the normal leveling system should be locked behind any kind of payment thing. I think it should just be a feature in the video game like it was from the get-go. It might be a bit of a hot take, but let me know in the comments. Some people have said it's not that much of a big deal, like it's not going to make that much of a difference, and to me, that's not really the point. It's more of the precedent that it's setting for the future. I think what a better thing to do would have been if you get 2 Masterless Stellar Fortuna, so that's basically losing your 50-50 to a C6 existing character twice, and you have 2 of them, you should be able to convert those into a Mastered Stellar Fortuna and be able to use it on a character of your choice to give them a constellation. I think that would have been better for the players, for the community, and I don't think it would have been that damning for Hoyoverse themselves, to be honest. I really don't. Maybe even make it 3. But either way, I think that would have been a better way to implement this Masterless Stellar Fortuna stuff than making it a level up material to excel your current character roster. albeit the next thing that I'm going to say I think is a good thing. The 4 free constellations per year, I think overall is a net positive, right? We didn't have that before. It's 4 free constellations a year. There is something that I did want to discuss about this because, again, I feel like it did slightly miss the mark. And I feel like, so these are the characters that you can use these Masterless Stellar Fortuna on. And there's certain characters off this list that are just missed, like, Kazuha and stuff, and the Archons, for example. A lot of these characters are kind of just power crept to a certain extent, right? I'll probably use it on Hu Tao, to be fair, because her C1 is very good and it makes her feel playable. And there's a couple of other characters that I'm excited to get constellations for off this list, but I personally, maybe y'all can enlighten me here. I don't know why we're limiting characters in general anyway for these kind of things, to be honest. And then the next thing is you can actually only use the free constellation of the characters. If I could speak, Jesus Christ, you can actually only use those once per character. So you can't get like C4 Sino. You would have to get C1 Sino, and then it's locked after the next period, the next 12 weeks, or however long it is. I think it's 12 weeks, right? And then use it on a different character. It's limiting, but it is still a net positive. It's still a great thing. It is. But it is still limiting. I do feel like a lot of people think that they missed the mark with this. A lot of people are kind of annoyed that this thing, you have to complete 8 weekly training goals to be able to redeem it. So out of every 12 weeks, you need to hit these specific goals 5 times per... What is it? Hold on. Complete 5 daily training goals every week. So you have to basically log in 5 days a week, 8 out of 12 of the weeks of the event, right? I think this is fine. I think people are going to appreciate this when they're actually playing the game. I think people think this is an anniversary reward, by the way. It's not. This is not a reward. This is just it's a quality of life for existing players, no matter how long you've been playing. And an incentive to play the game and boost the player numbers, which is again, it's a net positive for the company and for the player base. But I think it's fine to have to play the game in order to gain constellations for a character. Personally, I don't see an issue with that. My biggest 2 issues with this entire patch is these things. More so this level 100 stuff, even if it is a minor change, I just don't think it's the best way to implement it. And then the other stuff, yeah, that's just not that big of a deal with this stuff for me. We're obviously also getting the normal free 5-star standard selector, which is always going to be a positive thing. That's never going to be a miss for the entire community, right? And then honestly, I think all of the other quality of life stuff was really good, dude. Like the way to use resin, now condensed resin costing 60 and being able to claim triple rewards. I think that's good. I do think it's a good thing. People obviously do want the things that have been asked for a very long time, like a resin reserve, for example, a higher resin cap with a higher regen rate and stuff, to which I do think if that was coming for the 6.x cycle, it would have been in this patch. The fact that it's not kind of makes me think it's probably just not going to be a thing until at least 7.0. But everything else has been really good, dude. Like I say, I'm super looking forward to the story. I'm looking forward to pretty much everything. For some reason, and again, I feel like this is just the way that I express my opinions, and that's what a lot of people have said. Some people were kind of slating me for reacting the way that I did to Aino, and it's like, you can have a negative perception of that. That's fine. I'm not going to change the way that I act and stuff, and act on stream and act in videos, because that's just me. And yeah, people don't like the way that I say things, which it is what it is, bro, at the end of the day. I really, really do love Genshin, and I'm definitely looking forward to it. I'm very excited to see how the story goes. That's my main thing. And the UGC. That's personally my 2 biggest things that I'm looking forward to in this coming patch. One other thing that I'm slightly confused about, by the way, is the multiplayer changes. I think them making multiplayer just generally easier is a bit of a miss, personally. For me, and I might have a hot take about this, to be honest. This might not be the community consensus, but let me know in the comments. I think already having the world level stuff is already a pretty easy fix to make co-op easier just by reducing the world level, right? It's already in the game. I feel like we're kind of creating problems just to fix them here. But even if it's for early game, I feel like it should just be optional, right? You should have the option to make multiplayer easier, or at least have the option to make it harder, for crying out loud. Like, I don't know. I made a free-to-play account, and I really didn't think it was that hard, even when I was playing with people around my level and stuff. In co-op, it was just fun. maybe for people on console and mobile or something, it might be a little bit different, possibly. But I think having options there is better than just straight up nerfing multiplayer in general, I think. The compass changes look huge too, by the way. Oh my god, exploration is going to be so much easier going forward, which I'm personally pretty damn happy about. I wonder if they're going to retroactively do that for previous nations too. I actually don't remember if that was said. It might have been. But yeah, let me know genuinely what your thoughts are about the 6.0 stuff. Like I say, overall, super excited. People just like to latch onto a couple of negative things that I had to say and seem to think that I rate this like a 2 out of 10. Bro, no, this is like a solid 8.5 out of 10 for me, because I care more about the story than anything else. It just feels really shitty when quality of life's added and the mark is missed over and over and over again, right? And I thought this time might be a little bit different, but it just wasn't, and it stings a little bit, and I think it does for the majority of players as well, looking at community feedback. And again, I know not everybody is slating me, by the way. The majority of people totally agree and understand it's mainly for content and stuff. Like, I had some people say, like, who are you performing for? And it's like, bro, you. Like, people are like, you don't make your own content, and then as soon as someone like does an overreaction for content, which is what it was, obviously, then it's a problem. But yeah, I'm just sometimes things are played up for the cameras and for the audience and for reactions, and sometimes things come straight from the guttural soul, brother. Like I was slightly disappointed about the frickin' animal, the Hydro Claymore. It is what it is. But yeah, thank you all for watching. Subscribe if you want to keep up with Nodcry stuff, and I will catch you all in the next video.